Oh, these power bars, oh, it's really good. They taste good, you know. None of them taste good. You know, this one doesn't either. Maybe they taste better than they used to. Maybe this one tastes better than that one. They say, oh, it tastes just like a candy bar. It doesn't taste like a candy bar. It's like meatloaf. Now, you guys might like meatloaf, but well, meatloaf's not worth it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you got hamburger, you add cereal to it, and somehow you got a superior product. That doesn't happen.
In December 2022, the football world lost one of its most beloved characters, the Pirate, Mike Leach. In 23 years as the head coach of Texas Tech, Washington State, and Mississippi State, Leach and his air raid offense changed college football and the NFL forever.
The first time we met, Indianapolis Scouting Combine, I'm at the Dallas Cowboys. All right, he borrows some Kodiak from me. We're at St. Elmo's, and then we decide we're gonna spend the rest of the evening drinking together. And we go bump, 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 bump. And I realize this guy's smarter than like anyone.
I've always viewed us as being kind of similar to the wishbone. We throw it all the time, they run it all the time. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to attack the whole field, and we're trying to get it in everybody's hands.
You know, there's two ways to beat a team better than you. The academies do it with very disciplined wishbone attack. And the Texas Techs of the world, or Washington States or Mississippi States do it with a very disciplined passing attack.
We're trying to put the defense in a position where they have to make a whole lot of decisions and switch a whole lot of things off. And the hope is that we can make our decisions faster than they can make theirs, which we should be able to, given the fact that we have the opportunity to run it every day, and they have to work against whoever they're facing that week.
Yeah, the air raid offense, it's really all about space and numbers. It's about leverage. It's about taking what the defense gives you. It's not necessarily just about throwing it every play.
What I would really like to do is throw it virtually every single snap one game, and then the next game, run it virtually every snap, and then at the end of the thing, tell everybody what a balanced offense that we have.
When I was getting started, you'd turn on Texas Tech tape, and they would have these offensive lineman splits that were like this wide. Like, all right, well, we align next to each other. Well, why don't we align wider? And just that, they were able to give defenses problems.
The thing that Mike Leach did was he made you play the entire field as a defender. It was a game unlike any other game to where it's probably the most tired I've ever been in a game. That's what the NFL game has turned into now, a space game. It's kind of piggybacking off of what Mike Leach has done.
He was always so good at creating conflict for the defense. Yeah, we did some stuff, you know, when we went to more of the spread approach there back in 07. Air raid, yeah.
And the Redskins defense just getting hammered.
This is practice, isn't it? I mean, this is like
7 on 7.
7 on 7.
Wes Welker was one of my guys there at Texas Tech.
Touchdown, Red Raiders! Wes Welker.
Now they're running a bunch of our plays.
Down the field, it's Welker. And a walk-in touchdown for the Patriots.
The New England Patriots ought to send me a paycheck from time to time.
His impact will be known for a long time around the NFL and around college football as well. Coach Kingsbury, he was Leach's quarterback. I learned from Coach Kingsbury, so I feel like I've learned from Mike Leach himself. I feel like a lot of Mike Leach schemes and type of how to play has kind of infiltrated the NFL.
Absolutely, man. I think everybody's borrowed from it. There's nothing simpler in the whole world of football than 4 verticals. Everybody goes deep. And we'd have days in camp where every single play at that practice, we would run 4 verts.
It was 4 verts, man. They just ran 4 verticals.
And that was like kind of a staple play for us at Washington State. So, of course, Leach said Andy Reid stole it from him.
We got to read the mesh.
Mesh! The mesh! They're playing all man! Mesh!
In the mesh concept, a pair of receivers run underneath crossing routes with a rub. Mike Leach popularized mesh as a significant part of his air raid offense, and it's spread throughout college and the NFL. In the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 52, the Eagles faced 4th down at midfield. With the championship hanging in the balance, they ran mesh.
You know, one of his eccentricities, if you will, is that he's a huge fan of pirates. And he kind of calls the game like a pirate would.
And he seemed pretty worldly, where a lot of different interests and, great wit.
Would I spend a week in jail to get rid of my student loans? I would have spent 3 months in jail to get rid of my student loans, and I would have done it happily.
I view trick-or-treating as kind of a competitive event, and so it's not something that I took lightly at all. No, candy corn's just awful. It's the worst candy ever invented.
What kind of mythical powers does a Sun Devil have? We got to consider that. I'm going to say the Wildcat's out. The Trojan, does he have a horse or is he on foot? Does he have a bow and arrow or just his sword?
On my recruiting visit, we didn't talk 1 second about football. Not one. We actually talked about architecture, and he talked about, how many rooms do you really need in a house?
If you don't use a certain part of your body, as time evolves over, century upon century, in natural selection, that part of the body disappears, and even that animal might disappear. And I'm genuinely fearful that on our team, if me and the other coaches don't get them right, that about a generation from now, their kids and their grandkids won't have hands.
I think his uniqueness as an individual, that legacy is just as strong as his offensive brilliance.
And now Texas Tech on its first play from scrimmage, honoring the late Mike Leach. He passed away earlier this month. You see the wide splits on the offensive line.
On December 12th, 2022, Mike Leach passed away from a heart condition. He was only 61. At the memorial service, Gardner Minshew gave a speech with some language that might have been more suitable on a sideline than at a remembrance. But it captured the unique spirit of Mike Leach, and no doubt made the Pirate proud.
He said all the time, you know what I'm saying? So he'd have loved it. I think he'd have been pissed if we went that whole time. Everybody's up there in coats and ties, saying dang and shoot. Like, that's not a realistic Mike Leach conversation, So, I mean, if we're thinking about, being genuine, being authentic and true, I mean, that's as real as it gets there.
One of the reasons why Gardner Minshew was such a good fit with that guy right there, Mike Leach, was because they're so similar. They are both confident guys, very eccentric, and neither cares what anybody thinks about him.
We were Pirates. That's kind of how he lived his life. He was going to do his thing, kind of regardless of circumstance. And just hope to continue to honor his legacy. Swing your sword.